Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Midweek Mindset. Yep, I'm in the backyard again. Only this time, instead of being up on the deck, I'm actually down in the yard. And I, uh, I'll show you, we are so blessed. And one of the great things I like is all the trees that we have. We had a lot of trees on this property, and one of the first things we did was planted 3 more. And so over the years, the trees have filled in and been wonderful. And but I'm not back here in the backyard to show you the trees. And I'm back here because well, we're at the end of September. Summer is ending. We're moving into fall, and as we get into fall and winter, it made me think about schedules and time going and so many things that happen so fast. And I don't know about you, but I had some projects, some things I needed to take care of this year, and one of them was here behind me, the beam on the swing set. Yep, for the grandkids. And so that beam was rotting. You've got to go back and read, I think, a blog last week about maintenance a little bit. But anyway, so I replaced the beam, and new swing hangers and new swings and everything ready for the grandkids, because I want them to be safe for them. And I needed to do that. As a matter of fact, I was going to do that last year. I didn't know the beam was rotting. I would have done it sooner. And I was going to do it last year, and I didn't get it done. We all have things that we were planning to do that we didn't get done, right? And so this year I started to power wash it, and I saw the beam and the condition of that beam, and I was, oh no, I have to do that now. The priority came up higher on that list. There's other things that I needed to do that are on my list. On the stairs, I've got a couple of boards I need to replace here on the steps, the swing there, and it is there it is, yeah, over my shoulder, and that swing, it needs to be repainted. Now I've power washed it and it's prepped, and I need to do that. And I was going to do the steps and the swing set and the swing, all of those things. They were on the list for last summer, and I just didn't get to them. And how that goes sometimes. But as I started to think about prioritizing things we need to do, and I started to think about the seasons and the changing of the seasons and all that happens, it brought me back to the Apostle Paul and 2 Timothy, the letter that he wrote to Timothy. And I'm sitting down here, and there we go, in the swing, there, in that swing. And it's rustling up against the plants a little bit, and the leaves are turning to brown, so they make a little noise now, little as they get closer to fall. But 2 Timothy, it's the last letter that we have from the Apostle Paul, chronologically, of the things that he wrote. And he's writing to Timothy and encouraging Timothy in the faith, and stay true to your faith and battle on and do the things. And one of the other things, Timothy was so important to Paul, and Paul was so concerned about Timothy in the ministry, as Paul knew that he was kind of handing the reins of the spread of the gospel, the reins of leadership in the church over to Timothy. Paul, as he wrote that letter, he was in prison in Rome again, and Paul was also aging and getting on in the years, and he knew that his chances to see Timothy, his chances to do other things to encourage believers, those chances were going away, that his time probably wasn't long. And he was right. He was in prison in Rome, and this case he's actually in the old prisons. He's in the dungeon. He knew that winter was coming, and that it would be wet, it would be cold, it would be in that prison that it's going to be very uncomfortable. And so one of the pleas in 2 Timothy is that he asked Timothy to go and bring his scrolls, bring his books to him, bring a cloak. He knew it would be cold. Bring those things and come. Timothy, please, he said, come. I'd like to see you, and come and do your best to come before winter. Some of the translations say do your best. Some of them say be diligent. Some of them give your best effort. There's in the different translations, but make a strong effort to come before winter. In Timothy, in 2 Timothy chapter 4, in verse 9, he says, do your best to come to me quickly. He says that, and then again in verse 21, he says, do your best to get here before winter. Winter's coming. And it was important. It was important things that Paul had to communicate to Timothy, and it was going to be his last chance to see him. And the reminder here today is, number one, if you've got things on your to-do list that have been there for a while that you need to get done, this is your chance. Dig in and get them done. We need to get those things done. And sometimes it's not fixing the swing set or replacing a board in the steps. Some of those things we need to do are relationships. We need to renew, or repair, or whatever the case is. But do it now. Do it before winter. We don't know the outcome. You know, we have today, we don't know about tomorrow, right? And Paul knew that winter was going to be a couple of things. One, it was going to be extremely difficult to travel. It was dangerous to travel. Paul had known that because a couple of years before he had been traveling and he was shipwrecked because the travel was dangerous in those days. And so it wasn't just the change in the season that would make it difficult for Timothy to get there, but Paul knew that maybe he wouldn't be there. Paul knew, again, he was along in years, and he also had a possible sentence coming, which he was right, and it led to Paul's execution. So what do you have that you need to do? What is it that you need to do before winter? Someone you need to pick up the phone and call. You need to fix a relationship. You need to fix some things around the house. Do it now. We don't know how much time we have. So do it now. Do it before winter. Have a great day.